When performing hierarchical clustering, we need a distance function to determine which two objects are closest to each other. However, as clustering progresses, we eventually stop comparing individual objects and start comparing clusters of multiple objects. To handle this, we not only need a distance function, but also a linkage function. A linkage function defines how to compute the distance between two clusters. Let's have a look at four common linkage functions. The first linkage method is the single linkage function. This method measures the distance between two clusters as the shortest distance between any two objects in those clusters. You search for the two closest objects, one from each cluster, and use the distance between them as the distance between the two clusters. An opposite linkage method is the complete linkage function. This approach takes a more pessimistic view by using the longest distance between any two objects from the two clusters. You find the two objects, again one from each cluster, that are furthest apart, and that distance becomes the distance between the two clusters. A linkage method which acts more as a middle ground is the average linkage function. This function calculates the distance between every object in one cluster and every object in the other cluster. It then takes the average of all these distances to determine the distance between the clusters. Finally, we also have the centroid linkage function. This method finds the centroid or center of each cluster by averaging the positions of all objects within that cluster. The distance between two clusters is then computed as the distance between their centroids.